So if you are that person that exhibits anger and then thereafter feels an overwhelmingness of shame for being angry, I want you to look at your anger completely different. I want you to see anger to be a messenger. Hello, everyone. I wanted to come on here and share a little bit of insight on a particular emotion that I feel some of us suffer from, the fear of being seen angry. With my clients, I've been noticing that quite a few of my clients don't really want to associate themselves with the emotion of anger. Some odd reason, they deem anger to be bad. Like if they were to, be associated with the emotion of anger, like I'm an angry person. If people saw that I was an angry person, that means bad, right? So it's been a common theme, So this speaks to any of you that being angry brings about shame within you. So if you are that person that exhibits anger and then thereafter feels an overwhelmingness of shame for being angry, I want you to look at your anger completely different. I want you to see anger to be a messenger. Anger carries a message. So instead of us making an enemy out of our anger, since the topic is anger, the emotion is anger that we're discussing, so instead of making it an enemy, let's use it for awareness. Let's ask ourselves, why do I get angry? Why do I all of a sudden get enveloped or suffer this rage or just experience anger? Why? Start dialoguing with that part of you that gets angry. Start dialoguing with that part of you, because when anger manifests in the body, there's several things that's happening, but we overlook the message because we feel powerless, right? And then from there, we judge ourselves. Oh, how did we look getting angry? And then we feel shame. And then we go into that spiral downhill because we're worried about we just got angry, and literally dismiss the opportunity that it can give you by asking yourself, why did I get angry? Why did that circumstance in front of me get me upset? Why did that person get me upset? So what's happening here is very deep. But just to give you a surfaced idea, the moment you get angry and you get hijacked by your emotion, anger, it's because whatever has happened in front of you, you literally felt a sense of powerlessness. You felt like the thing that was happening wasn't workable. So what happened is, instead of you dropping into a less empowering emotion, you held on to anger. You held on to anger because it gives you a more empowering feeling. Yes, anger is deemed more of an empowering emotion. So people that suffer from anger, it's really, they're hurting. They're in pain. And anything irritates them, gets them frustrated. But it's because they feel powerless. They feel powerless. They might not know that they feel powerless, right? They might not understand what's happening to them. And shame kicks in, right? Because obviously they're like, man, I get angry and I just get hijacked by the emotion of anger, and people notice it and I judge me for it, and whatever the case may be. So instead of you judging yourself and feeling shame for being angry, for others seeing you as an angry person, seek to understand that anger. That anger is manifesting for a reason. You're feeling powerless in that situation that's happening before you. That person, place, or thing made you feel powerless. So what happened is, instead of you dropping into a more vulnerable emotion, sadness, rejection, shame, instead of dropping into a more vulnerable emotion, you hold on to anger, because that is a more empowering emotion. It makes you feel more empowered, protected, in control. So, okay, so if I feel a threat coming, right, and I'm scared that I'm going to drop into a less empowered emotion, and I grab onto anger because it makes me feel more empowered, more in control, what am I afraid of? Ask yourself, what am I afraid that is going to happen? There's multiple of reasons why you could be afraid of something, of feeling a less empowering emotion. I call it a less empowering emotion for the sake of providing perspective, because a less empowering emotion tends to be sadness, rejection, vulnerability, feeling shame, right? Someone deflecting shame back to you. Instead of you dropping into that fear, because fear or being vulnerable or being mangled or being treated not right? Whenever you feel that something is going to happen, that someone's going to reject you, or someone is going to push you away, or someone is going to position you in an uncomfortable emotion, we then grab onto anger, right? We grab onto anger because that is what we feel more in control in. I speak from experience. It's happened to me where I would get angry and irritated easily, because irritation also falls under that umbrella of you feel like a victim. And victim here, when I'm saying you feel like a victim, it is not a negative thing. Victim here, okay, because we need to let go of shaming the word victim. People really do feel like victims when something has been happening to them, especially they were traumatized in childhood. So if someone was traumatized in childhood by rejection, okay, let's just keep it simple. Anyone that rejects them, rejects the person that's been traumatized in their childhood by rejection, right? They push away energy. Whenever anyone today rejects them and they see it or feel it or predict that it's about to happen, it's going to affect them immensely. It's not just going to be something anyone can get over. And people loosely get over it, stop being a victim. It's not that easy. It's not that easy, especially when you've been carrying that pain for so long. You can't just get over it. People want to try. It's not fun to be, angry, right? It's not fun. It's happening and happens to you. It's something that hijacks you, right? So in terms of, let's say, rejection, right? Let's say someone is sensitized and their core belief is that, no one's really going to love me. I'm always going to be met with rejection, right? Then what happens is that whenever someone eludes that they're going to reject them, or someone does indirectly reject you, it's going to hurt. And if you don't want to drop into a more powerless emotion, you hold on to anger. You get angry. You get angry at them. You get upset at them. And you get upset at the people around you. So, understand why you get angry. Ask yourself, okay, if this is a messenger, if my body is telling me, if my body is exhibiting anger, I feel at risk right now. I feel threatened. Something within my vulnerable being is feeling threatened. So I now have to get angry to feel empowered. Ask yourself, what is that? Mark my words. When you get angry, something's happening. Something's happening somewhere. Either it's apparent what they're doing and that's why you get angry, or underneath it, they're echoing something that you're afraid of. You're afraid of feeling. You're afraid of feeling something uncomfortable and painful. Therefore, you get angry instead to feel empowered. So what am I saying here and suggesting for you to do? Let go of judgment. Let go of judgment. Throw judgment / shame that you're getting angry out the window. Let it go. Throw it out the window. And start dialoguing with yourself. Dialoguing with the anger. What are we afraid of? What are we protecting when we get angry? What am I afraid to feel if I don't get angry? What have I made these circumstances, person, place, or thing mean because I got angry? I mean, there's a numerous of questions you can ask yourself. Numerous. Those are just a few to start breaking it down. But you, that person that gets angry and then feels shame that you're known as an angry person, or that, you don't even allow yourself to get angry. Understand that anger is coming up for a reason. Understand that it's there to tell you something about you and what you're feeling. That something is threatening you. There's danger ahead. That it's making you feel afraid, to be vulnerable, to experience a less powerful emotion, or I would say more vulnerable emotion. A more vulnerable emotion. Because anger is a more empowered emotion. So ask yourself, instead of judging yourself and feeling shame or deflecting the fact that you're not angry, allow it. Know that it's serving for a reason. Anger is trying to tell me something about me. Thank you for tuning in with all the love and full acceptance. Josie.